I don't know if I can prefer.
All right, there we go. The second chance brackets are finally out. I've been waiting 3 days for this, and it feels much longer. We need a shot at redemption.
So what do you win if you win the second chance bracket?
I have no clue. Uh, sure the
It should
rules
tell
are
you
around
somewhere.
somewhere. We are not picking Alabama to win it all.
I have my pick in mind, but we're gonna get into that here in a little bit.
$25,000 in prizes. Okay. We can figure that out later. Let's just go ahead and get into the bracket itself. Uh, you think it's easy, but it's really not. Alabama, San Diego State. I think Alabama wins that one,
They do. It's gonna be a lot closer than people think. It's gonna go down to the final 2 minutes.
but Alabama. Creighton, Princeton.
We're going with the 15, baby. I'm going the Tigers. And the only reason I'm saying that is because Creighton did pull away from Baylor, but they struggled at times in that game. Princeton flat out blew out an SEC team,
Well, it comes down to if they can get hot from the perimeter.
which Princeton has shown they can. So
Sometimes your luck runs out. I'm a little bit worried about that, but we'll put them down. No way Florida Atlantic wins this one.
no,
No
it's
way.
the luck does run out for them for sure. And I'm gonna go back to a I forget what year this happened, but they were talking about it today here in Nashville on the radio. But it was the same year Michigan State went to the Final Four. They ended up winning the whole thing with Draymond Green. Tennessee, they played them in the Elite Eight. I'm going to go with a rematch matchup.
Yeah,
Tennessee to go to the Final Four.
yeah, I like Michigan State there too. Houston, Miami. I really like Miami. I
I'm
really
going.
do.
I'm going. Here we are, rocking with the Hurricanes.
Yeah, dude,
See,
they
they're the only
scorched
ACC team
Indiana.
left. They're the only ACC team left, so we have to stay loyal to the ACC.
Yeah, they scorched Indiana too. But again, with the shooting, the perimeter shooting, they get hot. Look out. Um, Now this one is actually tough. Xavier, Texas.
I am going with the Longhorns, the little old whorehouse from Texas.
Well, I don't. I'm a little bit torn here though.
I'm going to Texas Longhorns.
We got to get big man Jack Nungy rolling here. I like a 3-5 matchup.
Mm-mm.
I do.
The reason why Texas wins this game is Dessou lately has been playing lights out, and I think he's going to have another 20-point plus game.
You better hope so. I'm not gonna be happy if Xavier wins that. Arkansas, you.
Arkansas beats UConn,
Yeah, I like the piggies there too.
and I'm going to have them playing. I'm going to have them playing UCLA. Gonzaga got lucky.
Yeah,
Uh,
dude. Man, the horny toads.
the Horny Toads got their butts whipped in football and basketball this year.
No, they could have beat Gonzaga. They really could have.
That's what they said about Georgia too, and look what happened.
Whatever. But yeah, I do like Arkansas over UConn. Um,
All
Shoot,
right, so now we down to the Elite Eight.
I
Um,
can't think of his name. For St. Mary's,
oh, the Australian kid.
he hurt his back in that game against UConn. Like,
Yeah, he had to go out.
um, shoot, I can't think of his name.
I can't think of it either right now. I
Um,
if anybody's watching and knows the kid's name, drop the name in the comment.
It's on the tip of my tongue. Hold on. It's right there. I'm gonna kick myself when I hear it. Was it Dukas? Now I can't remember who it was. It might have been Dukas.
I think it was Dukas.
It was either Dukas or Saxon, one of the two.
Oh, it
But
was
anyway,
no,
huh?
Saxon fouled out.
So it must have been Dukas then,
Yeah.
because if he doesn't get hurt, then shoot, I can't get back to the. There we go. Yeah, if he doesn't get hurt, then I think St. Mary's wins that game. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Anyway, go back to
So
the top here.
going back,
Alabama, Princeton. You really want to put Princeton in that situation?
I do, but Alabama's going to go to the Final Four.
That's what I'm saying. You really want to put Princeton in a situation where they have to play Alabama.
I have it being Alabama, Tennessee. Michigan State's good. It's just I think Tennessee right now they've found a little bit of a groove.
I think Michigan State in a matchup with Tennessee is going to win.
I'm saying Tennessee, Alabama.
I just don't think we're going to have an SEC matchup in the Final Four.
It's going to happen.
No.
Just like we didn't think Duke Carolina was going to happen last year either, and look what happened.
Well, it shouldn't have
Well,
happened.
well.
It shouldn't have happened, but in Coach K's last year, they have to do something like that.
I'm just saying they have the rivalry, they have the viewership. I'm putting Alabama Tennessee together because it's going to be a high watched, high tuned in game.
I like Michigan State there. I really do. We're going to have to flip a coin. Let's come back to it.
Okay.
Miami, Texas. I think Miami can get to the Final Four. I really do. I really hope that is Miami, Texas, though, because what a matchup that would be.
I'm going to go with Texas just because of the higher quality of defense. Miami has shown they don't really have a good defensive squad. And not to mention,
They can. That's
I
going to
think
be a high-powered offense game, though.
Texas pulls it out.
High-scoring game. So you think they win the shootout?
Yeah.
All
A
right.
good old fashioned Texas shootout, boys.
So you like the 2-2 matchup there?
I do like the 2-2 matchup. And then coming back to Tennessee, Michigan State, I've got to go with the Volunteers. Because dude, Duke was looking hot after Oral Roberts, and they just flat out manhandled us.
They shut us down. They really
Like
did.
they have wanted
Of course, Muscovy has to go off and start hitting buckets like it's thought.
I will say this. This Tennessee defensive team may go down in NCAA history as one of the greatest NCAA basketball defenses. From like points per game averages and stuff like that they've had scored against them. There's only been a handful of times to where they've allowed more than 60. And they're 22-0 when only allowing 60 or only allowing like 59 points or less.
Yeah, that is true. I
So
I can't help but just think, for whatever reason, I just feel like this is going to be an Alabama, Michigan State, Miami, UCLA Final Four.
it could be. I don't think it will be because
We can always create another bracket.
that's true. But here's the one that I like going here. And I was talking to my dad about this today. Is here's a great way to start off a rivalry and rebuilding it from football going into basketball right before conference realignment. Alabama Texas national championship game. It it would be great.
I want to go against the Bruins.
Well, like you said, we can make another bracket.
Yes, we can. Ah, I don't want to pick Alabama. I really don't. That's tough, dude. You eating a brownie?
A burger.
Hope you cooked it good enough.
I did. I'm gonna go with Alabama.
Yeah, I think they.
And how many total points will be scored? We're gonna go with 135
I think that would be a higher scoring game.
because 135 comes out to what divided by two?
I'm not about to do the math right now. I don't. I don't know. It's about.
Well, 120 is 60 apiece, and
Yeah,
then
that
15.
sounds
So
about right.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll go with that. All right, let's do one more. All right, this time we're going Alabama Creighton, like Tennessee, Michigan State.
Miami, Xavier,
All right.
and Arkansas, Gonzaga.
No, no, I want to pick UCLA to win the whole
I
thing.
want Gon. This okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Gonzaga has never won a national title, and this could be the
If
year.
this ends up being a national title year for Gonzaga, that is just pathetic. This of all Gonzaga teams wins the whole thing. Are you
Like
serious?
I'm gonna say it. This may be the year Drew Timmy gets to.
I know this was at the beginning of the year, but the way they got blown out by Texas, Purdue, losing at home to Loyola Marymount, this of all Gonzaga teams finds a way to win the whole thing. That I'm gonna cry. I am gonna cry. That would be horrible. But that's just like college basketball too. All right, let's go Alabama. Let's go Michigan State. Let's
I'm
go
call
Miami.
on this video. That way we have video evidence of it. I'm calling my shot. Gonzaga for the win.
I really hope not. Are you saying Alabama Gonzaga?
Mm-hmm. And Gonzaga.
We're gonna get canceled. I don't care. I don't care. I came up with that name. I love it. Um, let's do a little bit of a higher scoring game. Let's do 144.
Nah, if you were going the high scored, you got to put it at 160.
158. All right, that's good enough. If we get every pick wrong, so help me. Anything else to do while we're at it? I don't.
I get one thing I wanted to bring up though is while we were talking about it is the fact that FDU literally played competitively against two teams with two 7-foot guys and nearly won both of them as the shortest team in the NCAA.
Well, I tell you what, they should have won last night, but the missed layups really killed them. They had a ton of open layups. They just missed.
They couldn't get it to drop. Um, the one thing now I will say this: look at the bottom here. Most pick champions. So help me, if we pick Gonzaga to win it all and they win it, we are going to be one of the bottom few people with a 7% chance to win it all. And just so everybody knows that tuned into our last video, we were one of the few only people that had Princeton beating Arizona.
I don't know how. I didn't even remember picking them. I don't even know how we got that one.
Like,
Dude, day one was going so good for us, and then day two
just absolutely crap.
crashing down hard. Kennesaw, man. Kennesaw should have had that game. They had that game. Should have won that.
We should have went Baylor. I felt bad about that one.
Yeah, we Northwestern over Boise. That
Yeah.
should have been a layup. Oh
So
well.
okay, let's go through while we're on the call, how much longer do we have?
Uh, I don't know. We have
Oh,
about I think we had about 30 minutes or so.
okay. Let's while we're at it, since our network is called the College Chaos Network, let's go ahead and go to the NCAA football and look at some like teams that we think are going to do well and kind of predict their conference outlook and go through their schedule.
Are the schedules out yet?
Most of them should be. 2023.
Hawaii at Vanderbilt again?
So Hawaii at Vanderbilt, I am going Vanderbilt. They looked really good late in the SEC year. They did get two quality SEC wins.
Well,
This is for this coming year.
oh yeah, this is this year. Got confused for a second. Sorry.
And then Navy at Notre Dame and Dublin. That's one to keep an eye on. Because yes, Notre Dame did go on a little bit of a win streak there at the end of the year, but the way the midshipmen play, with it being in a neutral site such as Ireland, it could be an upset victory.
About midway through the season, it seemed like they were putting things together. They just lost a lot of close games. Like they had a chance to beat Cincinnati. I think they only lost by a touchdown. They had some close ones there, but
And then looking at the third game for week 0, USC at San
USC,
Jose State, that's going to be a cakewalk for Lincoln Riley.
you would hope so. Well,
And
you would
then
think
for the
so.
rematch we've been waiting for, Florida at Utah.
You know, Utah was absolutely kicking themselves after that loss last year.
And
That should
and
not have happened.
here's the issue now with this game is Anthony Richardson is gone. Cameron Rising is gone.
Rising's back. He's still there.
He did come. No, well, he's injured though.
He'll be
They don't,
back.
but they don't know when he's going to be back
He should be back in time for that.
because I thought he tore his ACL.
I'm pretty sure he'll be back in time.
Hold on, I'll look it up.
Look it up. Now we're getting sidetracked.
Yes, Utah QB Cameron Rising suffered torn ACL in Rose Bowl loss to Penn State. So he's going to be questionable for that game. It's going to be pushing it as far as like him getting back in time to play.
He should be able to be back in time. Well,
Like
we'll see.
like I said, that's going to be a toss up. But with now Anthony Richardson and possibly Cameron Rising not being in that game, it's kind of a 50-50 game. And to be honest, um, Billy Napier really needs that win at Utah to kind of solidify him on the recruiting landscape. So I kind of like Florida in that matchup. Going but down through here, Elon at Wake Forest. Wake Forest wins that easily. This next one's tough.
Yeah, because
Matt Rule's first game at head coach. Against a struggling Minnesota team that I mean, Minnesota is one of those teams that they always start the year off on like a 4-0 run, and then like midway through their schedule, they're just like, Yep, winter's coming. We're gonna go hibernate as a beaver does. Uh, so I'm gonna go with
A
Nebraska.
gopher, for that matter.
Well, sorry, beaver, gopher. They all have buck teeth. Um,
Do you
but
call yourself a beaver or a gopher?
I'm gonna go with Nebraska in that one.
Okay.
Missouri State at Kansas.
Jayhawks.
It,
Jayhawk
it's
Nation.
it's Kansas, and I say that loosely because Kansas can play really well against high-ranking opponents as of late, and in their low-ranking opponents, they play absolutely terrible. So that could be an upset alert game, depending on what Missouri State brings to the table as far as like talent and stuff.
I think Kansas will be fine.
I think so, but again, I say that loosely. Um, Kent State at UCF. I like UCF in that game. I just don't think the Golden Flashes have enough offensive firepower.
Uh, we'll see.
We'll
Oh,
see, but
that I would have that one on upset alert more so than Missouri State and Kansas.
Stanford at Hawaii. Stanford wins this one by double digits. Um,
Putting a lot
this
of faith in them.
this next game, how it's being played in Atlanta in the Superdome, I do not know because these two teams are absolutely pathetic. Like absolutely pathetic.
You want to
ESPN,
go?
ESPN, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your money, and you're wasting your energy. Like the only time Louisville had a national recognition is because they hired strippers for their basketball program. That's it. But
I wonder
yeah,
why that's being played in Atlanta.
I don't know. But I don't know who to pick on that game. I guess Louisville.
Guess so. I don't know.
Uh,
I
the
don't know
battle,
how good Georgia Tech's gonna be.
the battles of the Miamis. This has got to go with Miami, Florida. Ohio has no shot in that game. Tennessee State at Notre Dame. Notre Dame wins
Notre
easily.
Dame's getting some easy games here.
Yes.
Start.
Um,
Do we even need to go over these two?
let's see here. I'll go over some of the games that I think are going to be important. Just keep scrolling.
Yeah, those are not. ODU and Virginia Tech.
Yes, ODU at
Come on,
Virginia
Monarchs.
Tech. I like ODU back to back. Um, but then again, Virginia Tech's new coach Fry, I think, is in his second year this year. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can turn the table.
If ODU wins that game, that's what, 3 out of the last 6 they won against Virginia Tech?
Yes.
Going back to 18 last year.
Here's
They
an
won that
upset
game this
alert
year.
game, big time. You now don't have um what's his name? CJ Stroud. And you're going to be playing on the road at Indiana, who has given Ohio State fits in the past.
Yeah,
So
but I don't.
I could see Indiana knocking, and this should be a top 3, top 6 Ohio State team going into this week preseason.
You'd hope so.
Um,
I don't think they'd have issues with Indiana.
another potential upset game: Virginia versus Tennessee.
Virginia's
Because
horrible. They had a horrible season. They only had 3 wins.
that's the reason I'm saying it could be an upset. Is because it's weird. Football, you can have one year really, really crappy, and then the next year you get a bunch of transfers, and or never mind. I'm not gonna say it on the video
You've already said
because
some questionable things tonight. It's okay.
I'm not gonna say this one because this one will get the video taken down.
All right, well, just text it to me then.
So, but I think Virginia could possibly pull that upset.
At Neyland Stadium. Well, this is in Nashville, so. Western Carolina and Arkansas. Let's go. West Virginia at Penn State's interesting.
West Virginia at Penn State is definitely interesting because I think JT Daniels is going to be the starting quarterback this year again because I think he's going to be in his 6th year of eligibility.
I think he's transferring, isn't he? Pretty sure he's transferring again.
Hold on, let me check. Just leave it on that screen. I got it. He transferred to Rice. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an perfect example of a 5-star quarterback's career going down the drain hole.
He's going to become Mr. Irrelevant. That's unfortunate, but
Like, that's crazy because he started at Georgia, or he started at USC, went to Georgia, went to West Virginia, and now Rice.
that's unfortunate. Oh well.
Let's
Utah
see.
State at Iowa. That could be interesting.
That could be not as much.
UMass at Auburn.
Keep going, keep going. Keep going.
I'm interested to see how Wisconsin does this year.
Oh, Boise State at Washington. That should be a good one. Um, Interested to see how Boise does with that one. And then another one, I think Ball State, didn't they win the MAC last year? I think they did.
I don't even remember.
I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty
You're
sure.
probably wrong on that, but I don't even remember.
But they could give Kentucky a game because without Will Levis, that should be interesting. Ooh, Colorado at TCU. Can Coach Prime manhandle the Frogs again on national television?
Anyway, moving on.
Mid Tennessee State at Alabama is going to be a blowout.
Hey, there you go. Carolina, South Carolina.
That will be a good game. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to go ahead and say this game right here could be one for the year because you're going to have what's his name from Carolina, North Carolina. Can't think of it.
Drake May and Spencer Rattler.
Drake May versus Spencer Rattler, 2 possible Heisman finalists.
You know who I'm pulling for.
Yeah,
albino lady killer. Let's go. NC State at UConn. Oh man, yeah, Clemson at Duke. Should I go to that? I should probably try to go to that game. Clemson at Duke. Actually, LSU Florida State. That's gonna be a heck of a game.
Do we want to go to Orlando
for the rematch?
Oh,
because we all know what happened last season, coming down to that missed extra point for the
and
tie.
what's crazy is I'll actually have the next day off for Labor Day.
Dude, it's a Sunday. We could go to that game and then head back down to Durham and go to Clemson to Duke. That is a lot of driving.
Yeah, a lot.
Dude, that LSU Florida State game, that's gonna be a heck of a game.
I'm going to be honest with you for a second. There is potential for Duke to start the year off 1-0.
Being realistic,
Riley Leonard could very well start the year off 1-0 for Duke.
Being realistic, I really don't know about that one.
Because Clemson's got a lot of question marks this year because of like defensive departures for NFL, offensive departures for NFL. I mean, they have Klubnik coming back, but he's a mediocre white guy. Let's put it that way.
You could probably say the same thing about Riley Leonard. I mean, I'll be pulling hard for my Dukies, but
let's just put it this way: Riley Leonard has a few more brain cells than Cade Klubnik. Or that's the only reason Cade Klubnik went to Clemson is because he couldn't get into Duke.
Okay, so we have 2 games right there we can go to, and then Texas, Alabama.
Just curious. I'm gonna look it up while we're.
Is it below 300 at the moment?
That's what I'm looking at is ticket prices. So let's look here. So you said what were the games we were looking at?
LSU, Florida State,
Okay.
Clemson at Duke, which you could probably get a ticket for $40.
Camping World kickoff is $214 a piece right now.
For LSU, Florida State.
Yep. Now for Alabama, I can already tell you right now, Alabama is going to be more than that.
Maybe next year.
Alabama, Texas is $246.
246. Okay, so that's about where it was a couple months ago when we looked at it.
Tennessee, Alabama tickets are already up to $218.
Yikes. Well, I'll be working by then, so there's a possibility. There's a possibility. There's a couple questionable games in here. Notre Dame and NC State. I like that.
NC State could pull that one off
The rematch.
because isn't Devin Leary coming back?
No, I think he's transferring too.
Where is he? Ooh, Notre Dame I forgot. Notre Dame
They
has
got Sam Hartman.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, dude.
Let me look and see where Devin Leary's going.
I don't remember. I'm pretty sure he entered the transfer portal though. Utah at Baylor.
Dude. Scratch my thought about Ball State knocking off Kentucky.
Oh, he's going to Kentucky. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Dang. Kentucky needed that. Or they were about to be bottom feeders of the SEC again. Auburn at California.
Cal needs the money. They're struggling over here. They're struggling with
Okay,
everything.
so here's what I don't understand is if we're doing conference realignment, why do we have a lot of SEC teams playing like Pac-12 teams?
Oh yeah, Arizona's coming down to Mississippi. I don't know.
Ooh, Nebraska at Colorado. That's going to be a good one.
I don't know how good Colorado's going to be. It's either going to be they're going to be a dominant powerhouse or it's going to be a disappointment. I don't
I
know.
think they're going to be about what USC was last year. I think they're going to be good enough to be in the top 25, but not good enough to win a national title. I think they're going to have at least 3 losses on the year.
Sounds about right.
James Madison at Virginia. James Madison wins that game.
Yeah. Iowa State, Illinois, Kansas. Tennessee at Florida.
That's going to be
Syracuse at Purdue is odd.
Pittsburgh at West Virginia. That's going to be a great game.
Should be.
I'm trying to go down through here while you're scroll. Ooh, BYU at Arkansas.
Washington at Michigan State.
That would be interesting. Northwestern at Duke. That's a dub
If
for Duke.
Michael Penix Jr. is putting up the same numbers as he did last season.
He's a Heisman finalist for sure.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the Heisman favorites early on already.
He should be. He's got an arm on him. That's for sure.
Alabama at South Florida.
Now, talk about a cakewalk.
Trying to see here. Looking at some of these matchups. I mean,
Louisville, there's some odd matchups this year.
really odd matchups.
Minnesota at Carolina. What the heck? What is going on this season? This is weird.
Wait, go back up for a second. Oh, never mind. Never mind. We're good. Go down. I thought I saw Sunday games and I was like, what? No, you're good. Just go down. Virginia Tech at Marshall. Marshall could pull an upset there.
Well, I don't know. Is Grant Wells still at Virginia Tech?
I
He
think so.
he was not very good this season playing his old team. That'd be funny if Marshall beat him.
Yeah. Ooh, Colorado at Oregon.
Ugh.
Oh,
UCLA at Utah.
only if we were closer to the West Coast, some of those games I would go to.
Yeah. Florida State at Clemson. They can
Ball.
win it this year.
Ooh, North Carolina at Pitt. Ooh, the Mormons are playing the Gayhawks. Let's see.
We better not lose to UConn.
This game I'm considering going to.
Ohio State, Notre Dame.
Yep. I'm still debating on that one. Wait, Memphis and what? Go up a second. What is up with all these neutral site games? Memphis and Missouri and St. Louis? That's like a death wish waiting to happen.
Dude, I don't know what's happening this year.
That's worse than playing in Chicago. Oh, wait, we're gonna find out about that with NASCAR in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
How'd you pop a tire today? Bullet hole went through the right side, came out the left.
Let's see. What week is this? Saturday, September 30th. There we go. I might go to that one too. Notre Dame at Duke.
Alabama, Mississippi State. South Carolina, or at Tennessee. That's going to be a good game to watch. The rematch game.
If we really want to go to Neyland Stadium, that could be one of the games we could go
That
to.
would be the game.
Yeah, I think we should look into going to that one. I mean, it's kind of it's too early to tell, who's going to win these matchups.
It really is. Alabama is a big question mark because I don't know who the quarterback's going to be yet.
We have less than a minute remaining.
You have
Th-
1 minute remaining in the period.
Yeah, this thing's about to shut off. Oh well, we can talk about this later
All right.
because it's a little bit early to tell how these matchups are going to go. But anyway,
But yeah, I hope y'all enjoy the side comedy along with college sports. So if you do, drop a thumbs up. If you don't, leave a comment. We would love to read them.
if this is what you call side comedy, we're in trouble. All righty.
Have a good night, everyone.
See ya.